Thanks for joining us at English Podcast, where learning English feels simple and enjoyable.
We share stories, real conversations, and tips to help you grow day by day.
Don't forget to like and subscribe so we can keep creating for you. Let's imagine a typical Monday morning at Northwood High. You know, the kind where the sun is barely up, and everyone's dragging their feet. Our main character, a bright but slightly forgetful student named Alex, is rushing to his first class, Mr. Harrison's notoriously strict history class.
Oh dear, strict history class on a Monday morning? That doesn't sound like a good combination. I'm already feeling anxious for Alex. Especially if he's forgetful, as you mentioned. Forgetful means someone who often forgets things, right?
Exactly, and you're about to see why that's a problem. Northwood High is this old, traditional school, with long hallways and creaky floors. It's got a big, impressive library and a huge sports field that's almost always muddy.
So, a classic high school setting. I can picture it perfectly. I bet the history classroom is one of those with old maps on the wall and a big chalkboard. Maybe even a globe that's dusty from never being used.
Spot on. Now, Alex is hurrying through the crowded hallway, dodging backpacks and sleepy students, and he suddenly realizes something terrible. He left his history homework, a crucial essay about the Roman Empire, at home on his kitchen table.
Oh, crucial means extremely important, doesn't it? This does not sound good for Alex. Mr. Harrison is not going to be happy. I wonder what Alex is going to do.
So, Leo raced home, his heart pounding like a drum. Pounding like a drum means beating very fast and hard, because he was nervous. He burst through the front door, a colorful image of his unfinished worksheet seared in his mind. Seared means it was a very strong, almost burning memory.
He flung his backpack onto the floor. Flung means he threw it rather carelessly and dashed to his room, his sneakers squeaking on the wooden floor. The clock on his wall seemed to mock him with its ticking hands. It was almost time for school again.
Leo frantically searched for his science notebook. Where was it? He rummaged through piles of books and papers, his desperation growing with each passing second. Rummaged means he searched quickly and messily.
He remembered working on it at the kitchen table the night before. Maybe he'd left it there? With a renewed surge of hope, he ran back to the kitchen. A surge of hope means a sudden increase in feeling hopeful.
And there it was, lying innocently beside the fruit bowl. His science notebook seemed to glow in the afternoon sunlight. He grabbed it, relief washing over him like a cool wave. He quickly checked yes, the homework was inside.
But as he flipped through the pages, his stomach dropped. The worksheet, the one about the solar system, was completely blank. He had forgotten to do it. He felt a wave of panic. His stomach dropped means he suddenly felt very nervous and scared.
Leo's mind raced. What could he do? He couldn't go to school without his homework. Mrs. Davis, his science teacher, was very strict about assignments. He only had a few minutes left. He had to think fast.
He remembered something Mrs. Davis had said in class about resourcefulness being as important as knowledge. Resourcefulness means being able to find clever ways to solve problems. Could he use his resourcefulness to get out of this predicament? Predicament means a difficult situation.
So, to quickly recap what's happened so far in our story, the forgotten homework, our main character, a student named Alex, completely forgot about his important history essay. It's due today, and he's panicking. He knows Mr. Thompson, his history teacher, is very strict about deadlines.
Exactly, and to make matters worse, Alex stayed up late playing video games, so he overslept. He rushed to school, completely forgetting his backpack with the essay at home. He's in a real predicament, a difficult situation. He needs to find a solution, and fast.
He thought about pretending to be sick, but Mr. Thompson wouldn't fall for it. He's known for his sharp mind, very perceptive. Alex is really worried about the consequences, the negative results of not handing in his essay.
Then, Alex had a flash of inspiration, a sudden clever idea. He remembered he had saved a draft of his essay on his phone. This is where we left off last time. Remember, a draft is an early version, not the final one. Will this plan work?
Now, let's continue. Alex knew printing from his phone at school would take too long. The school printer is notoriously slow, it takes ages. Plus, he needed Mr. Thompson's permission. This wouldn't work. He needed another plan.
He subtly, carefully, and not obviously checked his phone during class to see if the draft was complete enough. Thankfully, it was almost finished, just lacking the conclusion. He decided to take a risk. To take a risk means to try something even if it might fail.
During the break, Alex approached Mr. Thompson. His heart was beating very fast. He explained that he had finished his essay but had left the printed copy at home. He asked if he could submit it later that day.
Mr. Thompson, as expected, wasn't easily swayed. Swayed means convinced or persuaded to change his mind. He emphasized the importance of deadlines and how they prepare students for the real world.
Alex knew he was in trouble. He added, almost as an afterthought, "I do have the draft on my phone, sir. It just needs a little more work." An afterthought is something you add to a conversation that you didn't initially plan to say.
Intrigued, Mr. Thompson asked to see the draft. Intrigued means curious or fascinated. Alex held his breath as the teacher scrolled through the essay on his phone. It was a risky move.
So, there stood Timmy, empty-handed, facing Mrs. Davison. His heart hammered in his chest like a trapped bird. He knew, hammered means beating very hard and fast. He felt trapped, like there was no escape, like that bird. He stammered, I seem to have misplaced my homework.
Mrs. Davison, known for her strictness, meaning she followed the rules very closely, raised an eyebrow. Misplaced, Timmy? That's an interesting choice of words. She used interesting in a way that suggested it wasn't good. Timmy knew this wasn't a compliment. He was in deep trouble.
Timmy's mind raced, desperately searching for a solution. He needed a convincing excuse, and fast. It was confiscated, he blurted out, thinking of another word for taken away.
Confiscated? Mrs. Davison questioned, folding her arms. By whom, may I ask? She used, may I ask, to sound polite, but Timmy knew she wasn't just curious. She was challenging him. This was not going well.
Timmy's eyes darted around the classroom, searching for inspiration. He spotted a poster about recycling, and an idea sparked. By the recycling club, he declared, the words tumbling out of his mouth. They thought it was recyclable material. He added that last part for extra detail, hoping it would make his story sound more believable.
Mrs. Davison's expression shifted from stern skepticism to genuine curiosity. The recycling club confiscated your homework? She looked utterly perplexed. Perplexed means confused or bewildered. Timmy wasn't sure if this was good or bad.
Timmy pressed on, emboldened by her uncertainty. Yes, ma'am, he said, trying to sound confident. They said it was eco-friendly to reuse the paper. For drafts, he added, using draft to mean a rough copy of something. He was making this up as he went along. Okay, let's recap the story so far. Remember, recap means to summarize. Mark completely forgot his important history essay. He was panicking because Miss Stern was strict and wouldn't accept late work. He felt desperate, like all hope was lost.
Exactly. He knew Ms. Stern, their history teacher, valued punctuality, that means being on time. And she had a reputation for being a tough grader. Mark thought he was going to fail. It was a critical essay worth a big part of his grade. Remember, critical here means very important.
Then, he had a flash of inspiration. He remembered he had emailed himself a draft of the essay a few days ago. He raced to the library, hoping to print it before class. He knew this was a long shot, but it was his only chance.
A long shot means it's unlikely to succeed, but he had to try. Luckily, the librarian, Mrs. Davis, was very helpful. Even though the printer was acting up, meaning not working correctly, she managed to fix it just in time. Mark was so relieved.
He printed the essay, dashed back to class, and arrived just as Miss Stern was about to mark him absent. He explained the situation, apologized profusely, and handed her the still warm paper. Profusely means he apologized a lot, very strongly.
Miss Stern, although initially annoyed, accepted the essay. She was impressed by his resourcefulness, meaning his ability to find clever solutions. She even praised his quick thinking. Mark learned a valuable lesson about backing up his work and the importance of staying calm under pressure.
Remember, under pressure means in a stressful situation. He also realized how lucky he was to have such a helpful librarian. So, even though he started the day in a panic, he ended it with a sigh of relief and a valuable lesson learned. Let's call that a happy ending.
Absolutely. This story reminds us that even when things look bad, there's always hope. And sometimes, a bit of quick thinking and a little help from others can save the day. It also highlights the importance of being prepared and backing up your work, a good lesson for us all.
Thanks for listening to English Boost. Remember, practice a little every day and you'll see big results. See you in the next episode.